Today we are going to learn arrays in Java. First of all, we will take a look at its types. There are three types of arrays in Java. First one is one-dimensional array, second one is two-dimensional array, and third one is three-dimensional or multi-dimensional array. And for the sake of this video, we will just take a look at one-dimensional array, and later on we will see other arrays, the types of arrays. To learn arrays, you must have a grip on for loops, and I already have a video on for loops. The link is provided in the description of this video. So let's start today's topic. For 1D array, let's defining an array means we tell the compiler what we are going to use in our program. Like we define a variable, and we will define in the same way we will define our array, just with an addition. Let's say we have our array named as array1. This is how we define our array. This is one dimensional array. How we can say that? We can say it as one dimensional array as this is a pair of square bracket, just a single pair. If it is not a single pair, then its dimension will be changed. Okay, this is how we will define the array. To initialize an array, we will with in initialization we tell the compiler what we during the initialization phase. Initialization, we specify the number of elements in an array, and the numbers are predefined, and user can edit the array elements throughout the program. Okay, so this is how we initialize an array. Int array is equal to pair of curly braces. This is how we initialize an array. Okay, there is also another method for initializing the array, which is int array11 is equal to. Okay, both methods are the correct ones, but first one is preferred by Java developers, so we will use this method rather than this. So what is declaration? In declaration, before going to declaration, I am going to specify that this is the length of the array. What is length? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, 7 is the length of this array, and we can't change the length of this array during the execution of a program as it is predefined. Okay, in declaration we define the length of the array. In initialization we define the elements of the array, and in declaration we define the length of the array rather than the elements of the array. Array elements are taken as input in declaration. So this is how we declare our array. Int, let's say array2, the braces for array is equal to new int, and here we will pass the length of the array. This can be user defined, this can be predefined. So we will, let's say we have a predefined array is here, predefined length here. Let's say we have 3, or let's say 5. Okay, our array2 is declared here with the name AA2. Let's say this is array2. Okay, this is declared here, and it has length of 5. Now this is a declared array, this is initialized array, and this is how we define an array. So now after all that, we will take a look at how do you take input using scanner in an array. We already have learned the scanner too. Let's import the scanner. Scan is equal to new scanner system.in. Let's say we have this, import the scanner. Okay, we have scanned that array. Now let's take a look at how I defined that you need to use you must have a grip on for loops to use arrays. For the sake of this, we will use a for loop, a single for loop for int I is equal. We always start the array elements from 0, array indexing from 0, and array is of 5 length, I is less than 5, and I plus plus. Array indexing always starts from 0 and it continues on and on and on. Okay, we will see it now how to take input. Taking the input, I would like you to know how array is represented in our memory. Okay, this is how array is represented in our memory, our computer's memory. These are the indexes represented by I. These start from 0. Always start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is array of 10 elements. Where to taken as an example, these are the indexes, and these are the values of array are these these are the values in an array. All these are the values. Okay, this is how an array 1D array is represented in our computer memory. So indexes always start from 0. Indexes, we usually represent indexes by I. You can take any variable of your choice. Okay, coming back to our program, this is how this is we have an array of 5 elements here. I is 0 and I less than 5, so we have always like using scanner. Array of I is equal to scan dot next int, and this is all. This is how we take input in an array. So let's run the program and see our program correct. So this is blinking for input 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's display a message to the user. System dot out dot println enter marks of your subject plus I plus 1. Okay, so let's run it again and take a look at our input. Enter marks of subject 01, which is, oh sorry, this is I plus 1. Say our user to enter the subjects of predefined number as the marks of subject 1, let's say 10, marks of subject 2, let's say 15, marks of subject 3, let's say 20, marks of subject 4, let's say 30, and marks of subject 5, let's say 50. This is how we take input in our array. And now let's see how to display the array elements we stored in our array. So let's say system dot println. We have got this. Your marks are okay. For the sake of output, we also run a for loop. Int I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Input and output loop can be same, but can be at different loops. Let's say how to take output. We say system dot out dot println, and here we will pass our array into array index of I. It means our array, all the indexes of our array will be trimmed and it will print out the array. So let's run it again. Marks of subject 1, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. This is our program showing us your marks are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Let's do one thing, print, make our output more precise. Run this again. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Here are marks 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. This is all how we deal with array, how we take input, how we display the array, how we declare, and how we initialize the array. We initialize this array, and now let's take output of this array. We have this named as array, and we override this array here. So just skip for the sake of our, let's say, this array 3. Now let's take input from this. Sorry, just made a mistake. Let's write it here. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, we have now array 3, and let's pass it through this. So we don't need this for loop. Okay, so we also don't, your array is, let's say, change this to your array is, and we have this. Your array is 1 2 34 5 6 1 2 34 5 6. We, as we have taken its 5 outputs, it will run 5 times. Let's say we want to run to its length. How length is the array? To should run that number of times. So array 3 dot length, and this will display all the elements in the array. We have 7 7 6 5 34 2 and 1, 7 7 6 5 32 34 2 and 1. That's all about array 1D array. I hope you liked it. Please ask questions if you have any. Thanks for watching the video. Good luck for that.